On Capitol Hill today, Department of Education Secretary nominee Linda McMahon was asked how she will run an agency and end it at the same time. President Donald Trump has said he will sign an executive order to dismantle the department. ABC's Alex Brachet has more.
Linda McMahon, President Trump's nominee to be Education Secretary, today interviewing for a job to lead a department the president wants to eliminate.
If there's no Department of Education, who will enforce the Individuals with Disabilities in Education Act?
Is it the responsibility of the federal government to say that every kid in America, whether you're poor, middle class, rich, gets a quality education? It is.
McMahon acknowledges the president just can't close the education department without an act of Congress.
It is set up by the United States Congress, and we work with Congress. It clearly cannot be shut down without it.
The department plays a role in regulating services for 50 million students across the country, ranging from those with disabilities to low income to homeless children. It also distributes billions in federal money to colleges and schools and manages the federal student loan portfolio. The president says education is best handled by individual states. Trump has called the education department a con job.
We spend more per pupil than any other country in the world, but we're ranked number 40.
McMahon was also questioned about Trump's executive order that prohibits diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in schools.
You're saying that it's a possibility that if a school has a club for Vietnamese American students or black students where they meet after school, that they could be potentially in jeopardy of receiving federal funding?
Again, I would like to fully understand what that order is and what those clubs are doing.
That's pretty chilling.
McMahon co-founded World Wrestling Entertainment with her husband, Vince McMahon. A lawsuit alleges that the McMahons turned a blind eye to sexual abuse of underage ring boys by an announcer and executives at the company. The McMahons have denied all of the claims, and the case is on hold. Alex Brachet, ABC News, Washington.
And we just briefly heard from Virginia Senator Tim Kaine during McMahon's confirmation hearing. This afternoon, he talked more about his concerns over the possibility of dismantling the Department of Education.
The federal government should not take a hands-off, blind's eye position on education and refuse to enforce basic fairness and equity in our schools around the country.
Organizations like the National Education Association and advocacy groups are calling for stronger Title IX protections for victims of sexual assault, and they're urging senators to reject McMahon.